Indianapolis Colts versus Buffalo Bills. The Colts versus Bills reaction video. Wow, what a game that was. I figured this would be a tough fought game. I got to say, first of all, it was a little hard for me to watch, to be honest with you, because I really do genuinely like both of these teams. I didn't want either team to lose. I wanted both to make it to the next round of the playoffs. Let me say this about Phillip Rivers. What a career he's had. I hope this wasn't his last game, unless, of course, he wants it to be his last game. Even when he throws. It looks like a little bit like late career Peyton Manning. The arm doesn't look like it's there, although the ball always ends up there. It always ends up on time, and he did heave it pretty far downfield on that last Hail Mary. By the way, Bills fans, shout out, because I was critical of the Bills. I saw them give up two deep kind of desperation passes this year, once famously to the Cardinals, another game that didn't so much matter. I think they ended up winning one of the other ones, but it was like 2 weeks in a row they did that. That was great defense on the Hail Mary to end the game, so kudos to them. Let me say this about the Colts. A lot of bad breaks in this game, especially in that second half. Let me be a little bit critical of Frank Reich. I don't think I would have gone for it at the end of the first half for that touchdown. However, up 10-7, really just trying to put a stranglehold on the Buffalo Bills at that point. They could have taken a 17-7 lead, very commanding lead. I'm not going to kill somebody over that. If you take that, you're aggressive about it. Usually aggressiveness is rewarded. I would have taken the points there personally, although as we saw a little bit later in the game, that field goal might not have been as so much of a gimme as you thought it was, because that kicker really blew the field goal at the end of the game. Frankly, and I know it would have been a different game, different complexion, and the Bills, would have been, probably been able to have the ball coming down, trying to score and all that. But there was enough points on the board here today for Indianapolis to have won this game, or at least put up 30 points in this game. So, but credit to Bills defense. They showed up. Let me say this about those Colts and those bad breaks. They had like 4 reviews go against them, maybe 5. But let me say this as well. That was a fumble at the end of the game. It was pretty clear visual evidence that it was a fumble. You can put 2 tapes together. You can see that the player was not touched when his knee was still down. You can see that the ball was out before he was down again. It was Pascal who caught that ball. That really made up in my mind for all of the kind of the tough breaks. At the end of that first half, when Buffalo came down, Gabriel Davis did a fantastic job keeping himself active. If that play was at the end of the first half there, the first of them when I think Allen threw it from the end zone, if that was ruled an incompletion on the field, they would not have overturned it. The second one I thought was more of a clean catch that Gabriel Davis made. But, dude, Gabriel Davis, if you're a fantasy football player next year, draft him, because he's going to basically be that secondary wide receiver role to Stephon Diggs. We saw John Brown have a lot of success. This team passes the ball downfield. I love Cole Beasley. He's consistent. But Gabriel Davis, I think, is a star in the making. 3-4 years down the line, he might be better for your roster than Stephon Diggs. So he's a star in the making. Let me get back to the Colts. Phillip Rivers, and Frank Reich and the team there, Jonathan Taylor, obviously. I was watching the game and I kept thinking, why aren't you running more? Why aren't you running more? But I look at the stats, and let me run through them. Rivers had 46 attempts, 27 completions, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had 21 carries for 78 yards, 3.7 yards per carry. In playoff football, 21 carries and 3.7 yards. Of course, you want to cross the 4 yards per carry marker, but I thought that was a good job. They fed him. They continued to feed him. Naheem Hines had 6 carries as well. And then Naheem Hines added, 1 catch on 3 targets. What did Jonathan Taylor? He had 2 catches on 4 targets. And you saw what Indianapolis did towards the end of the game. They kind of figured it out, work a little bit the middle of the field with those tight ends. Jack Doyle had 7 receptions. Trey Burton had 3 receptions. Jack Doyle had 70 yards, 1 touchdown. Burton had 3 catches, 34 yards, no touchdowns. Ali Cox, who I think is going to be a beast in the years to come, 4 catches, 32 yards. So, Indianapolis is playing ball control. They weren't really pushing it deep, and I don't think you can push it deep against Buffalo. That's why I think they're going to match up well, assuming Pittsburgh holds serve. They're going to match up well with the Pittsburgh Steelers when they play their rematch next week. Though when Buffalo plays their rematch against Kansas City, I still think they match up well against Kansas City, but, of course, Kansas City has Kelsey. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Buffalo as they move forward. I think Buffalo is better at this point than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know they proved it a couple of weeks ago, but the playoffs are different. I wanted today to see what Josh Allen would do. Last year, he had a little bit of play anxiety. He just tried to do too much. He didn't play well down the stretch in their playoff game last year. I think it was against the Texans. But Josh Allen today looked cool, calm, and collected, in control, the best player on the field. 26 of 35, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. On the ground, he also adds 11 carries, 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 4.9 yards per carry. Now, usually I say in the playoffs, you got to run the ball. You got to be patient with the run. That's why I liked Jonathan Taylor running 21 times. Let me say this. Against the Indianapolis Colts, all bets are off. The Indianapolis Colts run defense is too good. I don't think that's a great game plan, especially given that Buffalo can pass the ball as well as they are. It was all on Allen's shoulders. He showed up. He answered the bell like I thought he would. So good for Josh Allen. I'm glad to see it. And the city of Buffalo deserves a winning team. They have great fans there, and the Colts do too. Like I said, it was tough for me to watch one of these two teams lose today. Devin Singletary, 3 carries. Zach Moss, who was carted off the field later in the game, 7 carries. So only 10 carries for those two running backs. Josh Allen was actually the leading rusher in terms of carries and yardage. And by the way, he got in the end zone there as well. Let me say this about Buffalo. I think they went for a field goal. It was at that point, it might have been 24-16. I did not like that 2-point conversion. If you're going to talk to me about analytics, I'm sorry that the application is not applicable. You gotta. Don't even get me started on it. I hate going for 2-point conversion there. I know that they had the extra yard and the percentages and all that, kicked the extra point, but again, it really came down to that field goal, and they got the 2-point conversion later to basically make up for that anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Josh Allen, by the way, I'm sorry, it was 4th and 6. They went for the field goal. Now, they got the field goal, good for them. I don't know. I mean, I might have gone for it there, but I'm not an NFL head coach. It certainly worked out for Buffalo, so there you go. If I was Buffalo, I would have rather lived and died with the best player on my team, which is Josh Allen. 4th and 6, they're moving the ball. They were in a groove. I think I might have gone for it there. It's a tough call, though, because Indianapolis' defense is so good, and obviously Buffalo won, so who cares what I think, right? Stephon Diggs adds 6 catches on 9 targets, 128 yards and a touchdown. Gabriel Davis, most of his work was done the last 2 minutes of the first half, but 4 catches, 85 yards, no touchdowns. Cole Beasley adds 7 catches, 57 yards. That dude is so good. I love him, especially in PPR leagues and fantasy football. He is just consistent. You can lock him in for 10 to 12 points. If he gets in the end zone, he's getting you 20. It's great. Zach Moss, we'll see what happens with him, but you have to assume that he's not going to be in there next week. Devin Singletary adds 3 catches, 23 yards. Dawson Knox, 2 catches, 5 yards, and that touchdown. What a great touchdown, Josh Allen, with that little chest pass, basically, that little shot put over to Dawson Knox. I think that was in the first half. So, great game. Josh Allen, clean stat sheet. He did fumble late, which you don't like to see, but it was a good play by Indianapolis. Give him credit. No interceptions. That's what you want to see. Just really took care of the ball, fitted in there really well. That last touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs that he threw was phenomenal. So congrats to the Buffalo Bills. My heart goes out to the Colts fans. You know, I don't relish in the Indianapolis Colts going home because I do like this team quite a bit. We'll see what happens. I'd love to see Rivers back for one more run at it. Having a full year in the system to kind of get reacclimated. I'd like to see what the Indianapolis Colts can do next year with Rivers, but we'll see what happens. You know, there are rumors out there that Indianapolis could make a play very, very early in the league year for Carson Wentz. You trade for him, take on some salary, obviously, and I think Philly can get enough cap relief in that scenario before the roster bonuses do. But again, you know, it doesn't look good for Philadelphia to trade Indianapolis. So in my mind, I think what you do is you try to re-sign Brissett, maybe you draft a quarterback, and then you obviously re-sign Phillip Rivers if he's willing to play another season. We'll see what happens, man. But I really enjoyed watching this game. Hate to see the Colts go home. Congratulations to the Bills. I'm rooting for you next week. Bills Mafia, and it's probably going to be against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but we'll see how the rest of the weekend shakes out. What did you think of the game? Colts fans, Bills fans, comment below. What did you think happened? What could your team done better? I know, obviously, Colts fans, you could hit that field goal, right? But what do you think about them going for it in the first half? Do you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think about what did you think about them going for the 2-point conversion when they got that penalty? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I did not like it, but so it goes. Frank Reich is awesome. He's a great head coach, so I have no problem with any of his. I'm not going to bang him. It's not like, he's a coach that I don't respect. He's awesome. And then Sean McDermott, his coach, his coaching is awesome as well. Brian Daboll, it's a travesty. He's only had 1 interview for a head coach. But if you're Buffalo fans, hey, man, if he's coming back next year, man, Buffalo's going to make a run, and I hope we get a Bills-Kansas City Chiefs AFC Championship. That'd be a lot of fun to watch. Anyway, once again, please like, comment, subscribe. Comment below. What did you think about the game? And we'll catch you on another reaction soon.